Okay, grade ones, let's look at our English lesson for today. Today we're beginning on Unit 12, What Do We Wear? We're not beginning, we're continuing, so don't worry about that too much. Today's lesson we're going to be doing events in an order. Another word for this is sequencing. It sounds a bit tricky at first, but don't worry, by the end of this lesson you'll truly understand what it means. Before we start, let's do a quick review. Let's go to the next slide. Our first review point is, what are possessive adjectives? Possessive adjectives show who or what something belongs to. They are my, your, his, her, our, their, and the last one, its. All right, boys and girls, in the next slide you need your notebooks. So please pause the video now and prepare your English notebooks. Copy these sentences down into your books and fill in the blank with the correct possessive adjective. First, let's look at our example. The book belongs to me. It is blank book. The correct answer, the book belongs to me. It is my book. So boys and girls, we need to look at the square in white. Make sure you copy the date correctly. Grade 1Bs, remember it's Wednesday the 21st of April, so please use the correct date. Grade 1As, you will use Tuesday the 20th of April. Alright, make sure you copy the dates. The title for today is going to be easy. We're going to do review possessive adjectives. Please do not copy the red X, and then you will copy sentences number 1 to 5, but do not draw a line. Just write the correct possessive adjective in the place of the blank. So if you look on the right, there is 7 possessive adjectives. My, your, his, her, our, their, and its. There's only 5 sentences, so choose the correct possessive adjective for the correct sentence. Make sure you look for clues in the sentence like girl or boy or cat, and you can help to figure out which is the correct possessive adjective to use. Boys and girls, you will only copy the white square. Do not copy anything else. You will have 7 minutes to copy everything here, so there will not be a timer this time. So please pause the video now, or if you're live in class with Teacher David, he will pause the video for you and start your 7-minute timer now. Go, go, go! Okay, let's look at some of the vocabulary we will see in today's lesson. Today we'll be focusing on phrases, not one word, but some words put together that we often use in English. The first one, puts on. The girl puts on her blue jacket. That's nice and easy. Remember to practice with teacher. Let's go. Puts on. Puts on. She puts on her jacket. Let's practice the next 2. Dress himself. Dress himself. Or if we're speaking in the present simple tense, we will say dresses. Number 2, dresses herself. This can work for both. Dress himself, dress herself. Dresses himself and dresses herself. Remember, we add S or we add ES at the end of the word to show in present simple tense it's happening now. Alright, and of course, himself we use when we speak about a boy, and herself we use when we speak about a girl. One more time, let's practice. Dress himself. Dresses herself. Alright, let's go to the next slide. Our last phrase that we'll practice today, picks up. Picks up. A little faster. Picks up. We've used this phrase before. When we pick up something off the ground, means to bend down, grab it with your hand, and stand back up again. The girl picks up the coin. Do you remember in the story The family had to pick up their crabs. All right, that's nice and easy. Let's move on to our lesson for today. All right, on to our lesson section for today. Today's lesson is looking at events in order. Okay, so this means the order in which things happen. For example, first, second, third, fourth, and so on, etc. So, who came in first? Who came in second? It has to be in the correct order, boys and girls. But we don't always want to use first, second, and third in English. There's other ways to do it. Let's see. Today, we will look at some of the words that tell us when things happen. Remember, it's all about time, first, second, third, and so on. Let's see, what do we have? So, boys and girls, I'm going to use a real-life example of something that we use when we normally go to school. Okay, so I'm going to use the numbers, but remember, when we are speaking in English, we don't always have to say the numbers. I want you to focus on the words in color. We're looking at the red, the yellow, the blue, the orange, and the green words. So don't focus too much on the numbers, please, boys and girls. Okay, number one. So when we want to speak about things in sequence, we start with first, because that's the first thing that happens. Let's read the sentence. First, I walk into the classroom. That's easy. Number two, next, I sit down at my desk. Number three, then I take out my books. We use first, next, and then to help us show a sequence of events. So the first thing that happened is we went into the classroom. The next thing that happened, we sat down. Then the third thing that happened was we take out our books. Let's look at the next slide, number 4 and 5. Let's look at number 4. After that, I finish my homework. Number 5, finally, I am ready to hand in my homework. Alright, so finally, that's the last one in the sequence. It's always going to end. Sometimes we'll miss numbers 2 and 3 and 4. As long as number 1 and number 5 are correct, you should be alright. Alright, one more thing, boys and girls. Don't forget the comma. Remember, after each phrase, you must always put a comma before continuing with your sentence. Very important, boys and girls. Show us a break where we're allowed to breathe, so don't forget your comma. And remember, just after the comma must always be a space, so don't forget the basic rules of using a comma. Alright, so the last thing, boys and girls, you need to remember the sequence. First, next, then, after that, and finally. We can use this in many places in English when we tell a story. First, I went to the market. Next, I went to the supermarket. Then, I went home. After that, I found my candy bar. Finally, I ate my candy bar. Alright, there are many ways we can use this, boys and girls. And like I said, sometimes we'll skip steps too. And we need to minus from number 4, then we minus number 3, then we minus number 2. For example, first, I find my pencil. Next, I sharpen my pencil. Then, I write my homework. Finally, my homework is finished. Okay, so make sure that you use the sequencing in the correct order, and you help to understand that we use them when we're speaking about many things in a row. We don't just use first, next, then for one sentence. It's when we're putting many sentences together and we want to make sure that it's easy to understand for the people who are hearing it or reading it, so they can understand which is the correct order. Alright, boys and girls, let's get ready for our homework section. Good luck. Alright, boys and girls, let's look at our homework section. First, read textbook, page 41. Next, complete workbook, page 39. Then, take a photo of your homework. After that, upload the photo onto Google Classrooms. Finally, prepare for your next class. Do you see how we can use these first, next, and sequencing words? They are very easy to use. It's very important. Just don't forget that comma. All right, boys and girls, let's look at the last slide. All right, boys and girls, that brings us to the end of our presentation for today. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask teacher on Google Classrooms or in Google Meets. It's very helpful if we're in the classroom. Make sure you ask your questions while teacher is still around. Don't forget to do your homework. Good luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.